Tiny, so we were talking about your beach bodyguard.
Yeah, pretty much the life I lived.
Or your nightlife. Was it bouncing, right?
Yeah, bouncing. So I got into bodyguard through an old friend of mine. It paid shit, but it was better than working at the clubs. So it was crazy because it was like you'll see this person on fucking TV.
Yeah.
TMZ, you watch it in the morning and then fucking you have no idea that later on that day you're gonna be protecting that motherfucker.
Yeah.
So
Such as life in Miami.
yeah, so I liked that. I liked, getting, so I used to shadow this guy around and I'll just mimic like what he did, if a artist was performing on stage, he's on one side, I'm on the other. He knows when to move with the artist, if they're gonna get people from stage or so you kind of like just be that mirror, right? The shadow. Yep. So that was like one of the first things I learned, like shadowing somebody and just like doing what he did.
Yeah.
So later other things came naturally, like, with the driver, you want to communicate because the last time you didn't, you were out with the client waiting for this motherfucker. You're like, damn, I should have got his fucking number before we got, so it's just common sense, all this shit just started.
The things you learn along the way.
Yeah, so it's always better to be, 2-3 steps ahead, always,
Yeah.
You don't want to be caught with your pants down.
Exactly.
Especially with new clients at that. So let me fast forward it to 2021.
Yeah.
So I'm working with this rich dude, Jewish guy, owns like a vape company. He's around celebrities a lot. He's got big money. He needs 2 guards, right?
Yeah. Obviously, we don't want to drop names.
No, yeah. Okay. So I went there with one of my boys, whatever. We had the interview. So he was like, all right, you start tonight. Here's the address. Be here at this time. We're like, oh, shit, we got to go home, change, whatever.
Yeah.
So we worked with him. There was some celebrities. We went on a yacht to Kiki's, and it was, I don't know, it felt like this guy was trying to sell me a dream, Like, yeah, you work with me, you have everything. You're going to be rich, Tiny. You're going to be rich. He's there like telling me all this shit. I felt like Mike Tyson and Costamato telling him shit. Like, what? Really, man?
Yeah,
okay. And I would believe everything this motherfucker says, man. You know? And it's like, and my boy that I was working with told me, yo, I've had clients like that. Don't fucking believe everything they say.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, fuck you, man. This is my time, man. It was just like, I don't know, man. It was just like, that was the first time I experienced that shit, And it was, I fucking believe the motherfucker, man. I would have fucking took a bullet for him.
Yeah.
Which gets to where I'm getting at. So a lot of people didn't like this fucking guy.
Yeah.
He had his enemies. That's why he needed first 2 guards, then 4, then I was like, what the fuck you need 6 guys for, bro?
Yeah.
Like, what isn't this guy telling me? So that's one of the biggest things I learned. I ask a million fucking questions now. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, why do you need, did anything happen recently that you want to share with me? Like, you have to, because if they need security and they don't wear, $500,000 around their neck, or, like these ignorant motherfuckers, if they're not that class, if they're not that type of person, and they're like these regular looking people, but they got a lot of money, but they got problems, and you need to make sure you know what you're getting into.
You need to know the threat vectors. Where, what is it that he has in his life that's causing him to be in peril?
Yeah, so he had a business partner. This guy was like big money, right? Owns a vape company, one of the biggest ones in the world. I ain't gonna say no names.
Yeah.
It's not this one, because I will never smoke his shit. Fuck that guy. he has problems with this guy. They get into some beef because it's fucking his pockets up now.
Yeah.
They did like a little bet. Oh, I'll drop names. You could blurb them out. So, right? He made a joke saying, "I bet you I sell more vapes than you, and I even put this ugly motherfucker's face on the shit." Like it was a joke, right? And
Yeah.
that's what the Jewish people do with a lot of money. They want to make these fucking. They're like, bro, I bet you they'll do this bet
Yeah.
and spend hundreds of thousands of dollars just so they can win.
Yeah.
But then it's fucking up the other guy's money because
Yeah.
what he said he was doing, he's actually fucking doing it, right? He knew how to promote the shit. His fucking ugly ass face on fucking box. He'll go to every convention in Vegas every month.
Okay.
Have over there performing, selling the fuck out of that vape. That vape so they offered him $10 million
Wow.
in less than a year. It was like 6-7 months of him just
Promoting
he
it.
didn't even spend $1 million on the vapes, promoting it, flying everybody there, getting security, all that shit,
Yeah.
you know? He said, no, fuck that. We're gonna hold off. And so the guy that wanted to buy for 10 mil was the owner of the other company. I guess he wanted to expand, right?
Yeah.
So he didn't want to do it, right? Guy got mad, put like a hit on him. I don't know if they were gonna kill him or kidnap him that day, but they've been watching him.
Yeah.
And they knew already because it was like the second or third week that we had Sundays off. Because before we had no days off.
Yeah. Yeah.
This motherfucker wanted us to work every fucking day. That's why there was like 7 or 8 of us. So he was like, all right, Sunday's off, right? He called me the night before. He had a gambling habit, right? His Hard Rock VIP card.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I want to take my girl out. I haven't had a day off. And, he was like, all right, here's my card, my treat. You can take her to steakhouse, wherever you want, So I was like, shit. So I went out with my girl. On the way out, this motherfucker knew I was leaving because the waiter fucking told him.
Uh-huh.
He shows up and then fucking, all right, give me my card back so he could go gamble, right? He was like, there, he was like, you had whatever. He was rubbing that shit in my face that he took care of me, right? He was like, yeah, you owe me one, Tanya, you owe me one. I'm like, all right, man. Next day I wake up, he's like, yo, I need you over here. We have a meeting. He wanted to talk about the guys because they were, I was in Vegas with his business partner
Yeah.
the week before.
Mm-hmm.
So the guy had problems with, one of the guys he has problems with that was, I guess, the one that took the job from this guy. Sent him messages like, "Oh, so you guys are in Vegas, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see you. I see your bald friend and fucking whatever, but I don't see you. Where are you?" Like he's texting the guy this shit. He was at the party, and this motherfucker didn't tell me shit. He was gonna tell me a week later. Like that was what the meeting was about. So it was like they've been watching him for 3 weeks. That's what it was. It was 3 weeks ago, that party in Vegas.
Yeah.
So he's like having a barbecue at his house right off. I pull into the block. I see a car like parked like that, like they threw it in front of his business partner's black Mercedes.
Okay.
I'm pulling up. As they get closer, I see some guy outside, like at the driver's side, like telling this guy to get out or whatever the fuck. I didn't even see the other 3 guys. So I get there, I pull up. My adrenaline's already starting to pump, right? I put the shit on. I open the door and then boom, forgot my fucking seatbelt.
Oh.
I was like, ah, fuck.
Okay.
So I'm pissed. I fucking pull the thing out. I jump out, and this fucking guy's like, hey, like he fucking grabs me, right? He's like this big.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the fuck out. Like I just fucking like fly swatted him.
Yeah.
Right? And then I'm just walking to this guy that's like yelling at his business partner. I was like, oh, I'm gonna fuck this guy up. I got my strap on me, but I'm gonna pull it out unless
Of course.
you already know the drill, right? I was like, fuck it, it's just this guy and the guy fly swatted. I'm gonna have fun with this. I hear gunshots, pop, pop, pop. Fuck. I got behind the Mercedes. I got real fucking low, right? I don't know where the fuck my client is. His business partner is trying to hide underneath me, whimpering like a little bitch. This guy would say he was like a mafia, Jewish mafia in Israel. He did time for killing somebody, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. He's a gangster, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, not a whimpering little bitch like that, right?
Yeah.
So I just looked at him like, bro, you're fucking pathetic, man. Like, for real. I mean, I was taking a shit at the same time, but I was like, it was like I had this flashback, right? So he didn't speak English. He was Israeli, right? So
Yeah.
So he was like, the last question they asked me on the interview. So he sounded like he was a mudo, like he was deaf, like
Yeah.
they talk. So he's there trying to speak, whatever, but I understood what he said. He said, like, if this guy pulls a gun out on me, what are you gonna do? And I was like, well, shoot the motherfucker, man. Like,
Yeah.
the fuck? Somebody pulling a gun out on you, I'm gonna fucking shoot him. That's my fucking job, right? So I remember that little fucking right before I presented my shit,
Yeah.
So it's like,
So you had a flashback to that interview.
so people are like, oh, you see your light flashing behind me. No, it was just that little scene, right?
Yeah.
And it was just like, fucking, I'm gonna shoot the motherfucker, man. And that's what I did, bro. Like,
So
they're shooting.
So wait, before you get into that, so you're actually coming to their house.
Oh shit! Can I get okay? Look, so here was the Mercedes.
I give you another phone for a prop. It goes cars. You give you your cars.
Right.
And do you need another car?
Yeah, one more car.
Here you go, one more car.
You have a red one? No, just kidding. All right, so look, this is the black Mercedes. This is gonna be my Suburban because this is big as fuck.
Yeah.
Right.
Hold on. Let me turn the screen on here. All right, guys, you're gonna get tactical school in here.
All right, so this is the cul-de-sac, right, of that
Yep.
block. All the streets have a dead end.
Yeah.
Because that's the way they have the water around.
Yep.
Where they park the boats and shit. So he pulls out, right? So these guys on the video, because I saw video footage from the cameras, right? They're pulling out like this. So this guy just goes like this, throws a fucking car in front in the middle of the road. I'm turning into the or whatever that shit is.
Okay.
So here I am. So I guess the guy gets out. I'm watching this shit, right? He gets out. He's there. I'm getting closer.
Yeah.
So then I'm like,
So you rolled up on them as they were cutting him off.
So the car was more like this. So this was their car.
Okay.
I'm trying to fit.
Yeah, I
the
get it.
car.
I get
So,
it.
all
I
right,
get it, though.
so-
We get it.
So their house was here. They only made it this far.
Yeah.
So I park here. I get out. Fucking guy tries to grab me.
The
fucking
mouse guy.
fly swat him.
Yeah.
When I get to about like right here. When I get to about right here is when I hear the gunshots. Ta, ta, so I run.
Which way are the gunshots coming from?
So they were coming from. You know what? I think the car was more back here. Yeah. So my rear quarter panel, the front was like by the rear quarter panel, right?
Okay.
And I think the car was, that's how the car was parked. So it was like that, right? Fly swat. I'm walking here, like where this guy was on the window and shit. Fucking, I hear the gunshots. This guy goes running. I don't know where the fuck he goes. That was my client.
Yep.
He was fighting the guy that was outside somewhere around there. This guy's shooting at me and the other fucking guy. They shot the Mercedes, right?
Yeah.
I'm back here. I'm real fucking low, right? I don't want to get hit. So then this guy's walking with the gun pointed down, right here.
Where's the P?
Huh?
The principal. Where's the P?
He's fighting the guy somewhere around here,
Okay,
like
so
on this side of my fucking.
So they're fist fighting.
They're fist fighting. They're going at it.
Okay.
So this guy's walking right here. When he gets to about the center of the Mercedes, because he's walking in an angle, like he's going this way, right?
Yeah.
So from right there, I presented my shit. He froze. He had his jaw was like, oh shit, you weren't supposed to have a gun. So I'm looking, right? His gun's pointed down. He's taking a shit. This guy doesn't want none.
Yeah.
So I'm already like, what I'm worried about is if I shoot this fucking guy and his gun was pointed down, what's
Yeah.
the jury gonna say? I don't know
Yeah.
if I don't know how good. For sure there was cameras. I knew there was fucking cameras because those houses, to not have cameras,
Yeah. They're
$10
all,
million homes,
yeah.
they got some kind of surveillance, right? So
Yeah.
I had to like think before I did anything just because I already know
Yeah.
the fucking laws are fucked, right? So I point shot. It was like a warning shot, three rounds, just pop, 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 by his leg on this side, right?
Yeah.
Aim like towards the grass, just point shoot. He starts running. All right, now I got my fucking red dot on this motherfucker's back. I'm like, if you turn around, I'm gonna let you have it, bro.
Yeah.
So this guy gets to like the rear quarter panel of my car. So he's running like this.
Yeah.
Then he does a 180 John Wick, right? One-handed. And I just 5 rounds, I just let him out like pop, 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 pop.
Yeah.
Like how I'm shooting a video, it's like the 5-round,
Yeah.
5-round burst.
So for you guys listening,
Yeah,
I was
so-
just at the range with him. He's very good at rapid succession shots.
Yeah, so one slipped out, hit my fucking quarter panel. I still
Okay.
got the bullet hole there. But I was like, did I shoot this guy or what? And I knew I shot him. He's wearing a white shirt. I don't see blood.
Yeah.
Right? There was no blood on the scene. So I'm thinking the worst, right? Like, yo, what if I didn't even hit this guy? I mean, I saw him stumble when he got in the driver's seat. He was like he was hurt, right? But what if he was a big boy? What if he was having a heart attack or he got like a unaide or something? I mean, I was just thinking the worst, right?
Yeah.
They got in the car, left. I'm looking for fucking where the fuck is right? I get in my car and she jumps in the passenger seat. His shirt's ripped. He's like, he has like markings, like he just finished fucking getting into a fucking fight of his life.
Yeah.
So I was like, you good? Yeah. Drove to his house. It was like 2 houses down. He just looks at me. I'm like,
So what happened to the other guy, the guy who was in a fist fight with?
oh, so that guy came from here, got in the car.
And he jumped in with the
This
other
was
guy.
after I shot right here, the quarter panel.
Yeah.
I was like, probably like right here.
Yeah.
I see him run, get in the car, fucking dip, right? In the passenger, I pull up to the house. He's there looking at me. I'm like, get the fuck out, bro. Call the fucking cops. Boom. Drove my shit to the cul-de-sac, had it facing outwards. Then I called the cops and I'm fucking, telling them where I was located
Yeah.
and, all the shit, whatever. I told them, wearing a red shirt, don't tell your officer to shoot me. I'm gonna leave the gun on the car seat. I'm gonna come out, whatever he wants me to do,
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, understood. I was like, all right, I'm wearing a red shirt. So before the cop got there, they came back. So the car comes back, right?
Yeah.
I told the dispatch, like, oh shit, they came back. When I got out and I got behind my fucking car and I'm like, fucking put a new clip. I'm like, and because that day I wasn't working, I always work. I will have my 300 blackout with extra mags. My shit's zeroed in. Fucking like from right there, I would have been nice, perfect setup for where I was at.
Yeah.
Didn't have that shit in my car. So I'm already thinking like, bro, these motherfuckers came back. They're gonna shoot up fucking this guy's house.
Yeah.
And I'm like at the end of the block. They probably got an AK in the back, and they're just gonna
Sitting target. They're gonna light
I
you
was
up.
like, am I gonna that accurate shoot from back there? My mind's going all fucking crazy, right? I see somebody. They left one of the guys. He runs, fucking took off. They came back to get their boy. So I got back in the car. They're like, oh no, they left. You know, and I'm telling them, red Lambo, pull it over, stop that motherfucker. It's like, how broad fucking daylight. You're not gonna fucking see a red Lambo.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. I know that at least 3 cops must have seen that shit. And they're like, nah, I don't get paid enough money to do that shit. But you know, like 40 fucking cop cars came afterwards, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So first cop, right, gets on the scene. He's telling me to get the fuck out of the car. I'm already out of the car. I got my hands behind my head. He's like, get down on your fucking knees. I got on my knees, face down on the floor. Motherfucker jumped on my back, like one knee and shit. Like, put the handcuffs on me like I fucked his mom and shit. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? I just called you motherfuckers, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I'm the victim here, man.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you know. So I got a real fucking asshole. You know, he was like a real dick. I mean, not all cops are like that, you know.
No.
I just got the shit end of the stick that day. So cuffs were super fucking tight. I was big. I'm a big guy, dude. I'm like almost 4 feet wide when I'm like, back then I was jacked, right? So at least put 2 cuffs, man. You know, 2, maybe
Yeah.
3. You know, there's a possibility I'm not a bad guy, you know.
He's daisy chaining. Yeah.
So I had my phone, my wallet, my keys in my pockets, right? I'm handcuffed. Oh, you got ID? Yeah, back pocket. Oh, that's your cell phone? That's your keys? Yeah, all right, I'm gonna put them in the car. Put them in the car, right? I guess the lead detective got there, whatever. He was like, all right, you gotta sign the consent, man, so we can search your vehicle. And I'm like, all right, my lawyer's on the way right now. As soon as he gets here, if he says it's cool, I'll sign it, man, no problem.
So you did say that you wanted your legal representation.
Yeah, he was on his way and he got there. They wanted a statement. I said, when my lawyer gets here, whatever you, what you know, if he okays it, whatever you guys want, man, whatever you need, man, you know, not a problem.
Who did you have for legal defense at the time?
Oh, fuck, man. He's like the state representative for Broward, for Fort Lauderdale, fucking,
Was it U.S. Shield, you said?
Oh, you mean that? Oh, for me?
Yeah.
No, I had his lawyer, the client's lawyer.
Oh, okay.
So he was already in a legal case. He had 2 lawyers. One that used to be Fed, because it was involved, like, I don't know, that his shit. I don't know what the fuck he was doing with money or what. I don't know what the fuck, but he had a federal lawyer, and he had this one that worked in Broward. So
I think you remember. I remember you telling me that that basically you like you said, you got the shit end of the stick when the cop arrived. You know, instead of
so
listening to the dispatch saying the guy in the red shirt is the guy that called, he automatically treated you as a possible.
Yeah, he actually hurt me, like putting his fucking knee on my spine. Like, dude, what the fuck are you doing, man? So
So they arrest you. They arrested you. Did they take you in, or they just detain you?
No, they just detained me there. I was sitting down until they finally let they let my client go there because he was yelling at the cops. You know, like, what the fuck, what? So he got there. He was like, "Why is he still handcuffed?" He was like, "This man saved my life. You fucking pigs." He's there fucking talking to him like he's Scarface. And fucking, they were like, "Yo, uncuff him, man. Uncuff him. Why is he still cuffed up?" Like, I guess the head detective was saying that shit. So he was like, "Hey, your lawyer's here." I was like, he was like, "You gonna do the statement?" I was like, yeah, let's go. So walk to the fucking house. I'm giving the statement, right? One of the guards, because it was already the shift change, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, hey, they're fucking towing your car, man. I'm with the detective, and I'm like,
They're towing your car while you're
they're
giving a
towing my
statement.
car while I'm giving a statement, and I was like, you know, that's a real fucking dick move, right? Like I stopped in the middle of the whole shit,
Yeah.
and he was like, oh, we needed an answer, man, and the judge signed it right away. So you know, they signed them shits for shootouts all the time. So I was already like, yo, I don't like this motherfucker, man.
So they took your car as evidence. I think you said they
With
took
my
your
key,
staccato.
my keys, my wallet. Yeah, I mean they have to take
Everything.
they have to take the gun. So I didn't even have keys to get into my house
Wow.
or phone to call my girl and tell her what the fuck just happened.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I got no car, so he just bought his mom a brand new fucking Mercedes 5 Series, like bad as fuck. So that kind of like made my day better, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's still, I mean, it ain't my fucking car, man. I'm just driving something better.
So
than me.
basically, your principal backed you up
Yeah.
and supported you through this.
Yeah. And you know, and I was like, damn, I just bought that fucking gun too, man. He was like, come on, let's go to the gun store. I'll buy you a new one. I was like, oh, shit, okay. And then the next day, my partner, my boy, the one we started working together with, you know, from day one,
Yeah.
fucking quit on me the next day.
Oh no.
So I'm like not an emotional wreck, but like my mind's going through a lot, you know?
Yeah.
Like, why this motherfucker leave? You know, he was scared as fuck the next day. He brought like 3 expired body armors. Like he's wearing one. He had one on his door.
Yeah.
Like fucking. So the guy he was scared, and he has kids, and you know.
I get it.
I get it exactly,
Yeah.
but this was one of the hardest motherfuckers I know
Yeah.
to be a pussy like that, you know. But I mean, I seen him shoot, and I would
Yeah.
always tell him like, just leave the shooting to me. Make sure gets fucking safe wherever he's at. Let me do the shooting, bro.
Yeah.
I would always tell him that shit. And this guy came from Shannon Briggs, shit, heavyweight. He was ranked like number 5 in the world at one time.
Yeah.
Boxer, fucking bodyguard. He's got a ton of experience. I would look up to this guy, man. And
Yeah.
for him to just like, yo, that shit fucked me up for real, bro. Like I was like, man, you see these hard, like the hardest motherfuckers fall, man. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and then but I get it, man. You know, he's got kids. I don't have kids, so I don't understand what it's like to, you know.
When you have people depending on you.
Yeah, so, you know, just had my hoes and shit, you know, but it's just, I don't know, man. That shit, I think that shit fucked me up more than whether I shot the guy or not at the fucking shootout, you know. So I didn't sleep at all, man, for that week, you know. The end of the week, so it was Sunday, right? Friday, I got news that
What time period is this? Month and year?
2021.
Wait,
November, beginning of November, I think.
All right, so you're going to the holidays.
Yeah, so
Just got into
Jewish
this?
New Year just passed, you know. So like a few days after is when the shootout happened.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm already like, my nerves are shocked every time a car is creeping real slow. I don't know. I found dirt. So on the guys, right, 2 of them were chumps, you know. One was wanted by the FBI, which they arrested him this year recently. Not for the shootout, but for other shit.
Was that the one that you shot or shot at?
No, the guy I shot was Armenian. He fucking went back to his country. So Did
you actually hit him?
Yeah, so on Friday, that's when I found out they let him out of Mount Sinai. Not Mount Sinai. I think it was Aventura fucking hospital. I don't remember, but he was in ICU.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, I get it.
No.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to have you jump in, Gunny. You can give a different perspective.
No, yeah. So I think that the cops should have done a better job, bro. You know, like treating me like a fucking criminal until I had to prove myself, my innocence.
Yeah.
That's, you know, and it's not like I wasn't hesitating to cooperate with them. I'm just following protocol, man.
Yeah.
You know, you don't talk to, you can't incriminate yourself. They could put words in your fucking mouth. Like you never know. Like just because they got a badge don't mean you could trust them. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
with speaking freely.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they got
Everything
they
and
got,
anything you say can be used against you.
yeah, and they let you know. So it's like what I should have done. I mean, I should have just signed the consent because I didn't really have anything to hide. But you know, I was without a fucking car for a week.
But you're more worried about
No, but
incriminating. You're getting yourself jammed up in something, or yeah.
yeah, but they just made my life even worse. And it's like, yo, I just saved somebody's fucking life. I did the right thing. I called
Yeah.
it in. I didn't flee, you know. And you still get, you know, you still get the shit end of the stick, man. So you have to know the fucking law, man.
Yeah.
You know, you have to educate yourself. Cause, man, I'm telling you right now, you seen, what's that shit? Another 48 or whatever.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
seen these idiots snitch on themselves, like.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, man. It's like that's a psychological thing that cops do, man. They get you comfortable with them so you can speak
Yeah.
freely, and then they fucking get you, man. They slip, then they slip, man. But
Well.
I mean, but those are criminals, and they need to get put away. But
Yeah.
you know, so that's a good technique. But it's like, you know, they could use that, and you know, you say something that you don't mean or whatever, and
Or it's misconstrued.
and you get charged for it, and it could be a bullshit charge,
Yeah.
right? Like if I had something dumb, they could just, you know, arrest you for that, and that'll fuck your record up. It could ruin your gun rights. It could do a lot of shit, man.
Not be able to vote. Not be able to get a job with a good job.
Yeah, it'll take away your fucking privileges, and it shouldn't be left in a fucking stranger's hand just because they got a fucking badge. They're not detectives. They just drive a fucking squad car and do police reports, man. That's the way you got to look at them. They're not your fucking friend. They don't give a fuck whether you go home or not. They only give a fuck about them going home at the end of their shift, you know.
You're not entirely wrong.
And it's not like, I'm not saying bad shit about them, because if I was a cop, that's the mentality you have to have, you know, in order for you to fucking go home every day. You don't worry about other people's shit. You already got enough to worry about, you know. But I mean, they got their job, we got ours, right? And that day, I did my job. And
so, just to kind of, we talked about how when the incident happened, we talked about how your target, your shot spread widened.
yeah, adrenaline dump.
Yeah.
So
we talk about that in training all the time. So explain that to the people. From a first-hand perspective, explain that to the people.
Okay, so my training changed completely from one day to the next. Like right after that, and what I seen, and then, okay, it was 5 rounds that I shot at him, right? He was next to my car, I only have 1 bullet hole.
Yeah.
I'm guessing I hit him 4 times. If he was in ICU for almost a week, it was like 4 shots, you know, hollow points. If I trained more and that round that hit my car hit him, he wouldn't be here right now. If his life was hanging by a cunt hair, another bullet would have done it, you know?
Yeah.
So now I gotta worry about this motherfucker 5-10 years from now.
You think he'll come back for you?
Honestly, I think he's scared, bro.
Yeah.
Cause the fear in his eyes, you know, when I had my shit pointed at him and his jaw dropped, like it was obvious.
Yeah.
Like I could have blown his brains out, but
Yeah.
like I was too worried about the cameras and and everybody's still like, oh, you still have the green light. And it's like, are you a fucking lawyer? You went to trial for this shit? How the fuck do you know?
Would you aim for center mass?
Yeah, it was all center mass, all around center mass.
And did you find that you were getting hard in on the iron on your sights, or do you think you?
Man, it was hard to
Kinda-
grip the fucking gun, man. It was hard as fuck to grip that gun.
Yeah.
Cause I'm holding it right, and I think I was holding it too tight. And then I'm just like, my fingers just like, da, 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 like trying to pull that
Yeah.
motherfucker as fast. So my training now, it happened 5-7 yards from me.
Yeah.
I like to practice shooting as fast as I can and staying on fucking target,
Yeah.
you know?
And you're doing good with that.
And that's
Yeah.
that's what,
From what I've seen, you're awesome at that.
yeah, so that's what I train for. I don't really do any other kind of training. I'll move but like that CQB shit, leave that shit for the military and SWAT,
Yeah.
and just practice on what you're gonna need it for your job. That's what makes. Those are like the key elements, man.
Yeah.
I wish I trained more. It's that this guy was burning us out, man. We're working every fucking day.
Yeah.
No time to shoot,
Yeah.
So, but always train, man. Like I went like 6 months without shooting, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like how the fuck I used to go every week.
Yeah.
So like, don't stop training, man. If this is what you do and it's your bread and butter, you fucking always keep training and clean your fucking gun, man.
Yeah.
Keep
Keep your weapon clean. Absolutely.
I wanted to add something in there because training in the world, freaking cool, but it has to be reality based.
Yes.
And we say this all over the world. Train to react the way you train, but keep it practical and efficient. Because, okay, how good are you shooting from here or there? All right, let's start throwing some adrenaline in there. So that's why if you train to react to train, and let's say you do some reality based, you'd be surprised how much better you'd be handling the situation. Because, like your friend, the hard guy, he's never been shot before. You know what I mean? He could train all his life to get a firefight, then you realize, oh, wait a minute, this is not like I thought it would be. You know what I mean? So you have to be aware of that and know that consciously to prepare yourself psychologically. That's the difference. Just a little bit of training on that, reality based.
So
You know what I mean?
that's a
Yeah, always have your tourniquet, cause you never.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cause I had no idea I was walking into a fucking shootout on Sunday,
We never do, bro.
2:00
yeah.
in the afternoon, broad fucking daylight. It's like that shit just came out of fucking nowhere. So it's like, But yeah, after that I started moving around and doing what's that shit called too? Like
Shoot and move.
Well, I'll run to one target and then try and shoot like 3 rounds, 5
Yeah.
rounds.
Yeah.
I might do it the first time. Yeah, get your heart rate up. Go to the next one. I shoot 5 times, only hit once. Fucking go run again. I don't even hit the motherfucking target the next time.
Yeah.
That's what made me. I was like, you know what? I have to start I have to get my heart rate up.
Absolutely.
shoot.
One more thing I want to throw in there is that a lot of people forget contingencies. Put yourself in a scenario that you're with your girl or you're by yourself, you're with a client. If I do get a shootout, what's my first ABC? What do I do after? On the moment. We have a thing, grenade goes up, coulda, woulda, shoulda. No. What do you do now? You know what I mean? So put yourself in scenarios. Hell, if this happened indoor, where's my cover? Where's my heart cover? You know what I mean? Yeah. So things like that, and just drill it. So this way it reacts natural.
Yeah, I need to do that when I'm out more, because I only really focus that mostly when I'm working. So
Yeah.
like I was working at this church, and it's at a high school, right?
Yeah.
And it was covered everywhere. I was like, yo, if some idiot's stupid enough to come in here and try to do something, I was like, I'm gonna go to town with this motherfucker, man. But
You said school?
yeah, it's at a high school.
So that means there's a lot of
People
No,
around.
I know they have pillars real close to each other, so it's like
but you also there's a lot more people, so you have to be careful of collateral damage.
Yeah.
So there's another thing to be aware of.
no, yeah,
Yeah.
that's why the whole. accuracy and
Yeah.
fucking heart rate, and because man, that adrenaline dump, man.
Yeah.
And you've been in war, man. So you've had shit blowing up, and fucking you gotta shake it off and fucking keep going, man. So that's shit. If that shit was hard for my shit, that's like kindergarten for you.
Oh, no, not at all, man. They're all
No,
individual. You know,
they're all the same amount of dump of adrenaline. You fucking, it's just like
your life at risk.
1,000 cc's of adrenaline.
That's it. Your life at risk is your life at risk.
Yeah, man.
So-
when those bullets are flying, man, that's it. Your whole fucking
So-
everything changes, man.
Gunny he mentioned psychology. I think that's a good segue. How do you think that getting into this shootout affected you? How did it affect you after this?
Shit, now I'm more aware of shit, especially daytime. You know, I'm going to the supermarket with my niece. I'm fucking looking at everybody. Like, I'm more aware of shit, man, because that shit opened my eyes, man. Like I said, you wouldn't think you're gonna walk into a fucking shootout at 2 in the afternoon in a fucking rich neighborhood, man. That's like, that doesn't ever happen.
Yeah.
So the possibilities, you never fucking know, man. Like, we're not gonna know when the next one, if there is a next one.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully not, but always, and you gotta be prepared, man.
Yeah.
And that whole training shit with the heart rate, that like real fucking training, that's what you have to focus on.
Yep.
You know, not that. I see a lot of these guys just teaching them fundamentals, and it's like, yo, show them some shit that's gonna save their fucking life, bro.
Yeah. So like you were saying about the combat accuracy, something that was started to be introduced into the training cycle later on after like 9/11. We went to the Air Marshals, and even when I went to Customs Academy, they were talking about the faster you shoot, the wider your spread. But you want to find that sweet spot where you're landing all your shots.
It's not too fast or consistent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So typically what they say is that typically the guy that lands the first shot will win the engagement because he has the chance to keep firing after that because the other guy's flinching. So that's basically what you want to do. You want to have just, if you're going to train, get your adrenaline up and then train to that combat accuracy. But the next thing I wanted to talk about was, I understand you have problems sleeping.
Yeah, it fucked with me, especially like right after it fucked with me. I'll have nightmares, like different scenario, but shootout, same shit.
Yeah.
Bad guy pointing a gun at me, and my fucking slide will come off.
God,
the primer.
You wouldn't believe how many times I've had that dream.
Yo, the fucking slide just like boom, and I'm like,
yep.
What?
Because it's happened in my service Glock while I was on the firing line qualifying. My slide literally just went right off the edge, and then on the same day, my partner's slide went off the rail, went right off.
So it was
fire.
the stick, the stopper,
yeah,
or whatever.
Yeah. And Glocks are great guns. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but the plastic is worn out.
Yeah,
and that's metal. So plastic.
Well, not only that, but we used to we didn't have training rounds. We used full pressure hollow point spear gold dots.
40 cal too, right?
40 cal.
So that.
Oh, actually no, we had 9 mils for the Glock, but yeah.
Well, the 23s, the 23s and the 22s, right? With the 40 cals, the frames kept cracking.
Yeah.
So that's why the 40s now are thicker, like the 10 and the 45, because they figured this round is still, it's between a 9 and a 45, but it passed where you need reinforcement, like of the fucking frame.
Yes.
Man. So,
absolutely. So, yeah.
So the Gen 5s are a little bulkier.
I know those. I've had those dreams, so yeah, I feel you on that. But
and I've had the primer not going off, safety, fucking, and that didn't happen.
The nightmares, yeah.
But you know what happens next, right? You fucking get killed in your dream.
Yeah.
So you just hear the bang, or it just goes, you know. I see white in the dream sometimes, like white, and then I wake up. But
like you're already.
I don't know
gone.
how the fuck I remember that
Yeah.
shit, because I don't remember my dreams. But I always
No.
see like
I had
like
the
the
same
gunshot boom, like white, like it's a flash or some shit. But,
thing. I've had the same dreams.
but that's some scary shit, man. You know, when the guns pointed the other way.
So that those are the nightmares of the actual lethal force encounter. What kind of psychological stress did it give you having to deal with the legal system?
I mean, it's like next time, if it happens the next time, am I gonna fucking call the cops, bro? Like, you know, it's gotten so, you know, it's like you don't even want to call them, but you have to, you
Yeah.
know. But if you don't have to,
Yeah, no, I hear it.
but no, yeah, you do have to. But it's like it makes it hard to do so, you know. After what I went through and shit,
Yep.
it's like, so no matter what, they're gonna look at you as suspect because, you know.
Well, the standard procedure is they got to get control of the scene and then figure out who's who.
Yeah, so if it's just me and they fled the scene, there's no dead body.
Yeah.
So yeah, if there was a dead body on the floor, it would have changed, you know, the way everything was handled. But in the news, it said Channel 10 News, suspicious shooting, you know, because, you know, they wanted to ask questions. They're asking the cops and shit, what happened here? And it's like, cops are like, hey, they ain't saying shit. So
Well,
just following protocol, man. You're not supposed to till your lawyer's present.
so one of the things I told you is I formed a union for us to address this issue so that we're not operating without a safety net. So we've partnered with Right to Bear, legal defense fund that will cover you on and off the job for not just the shooting, like the shooting you had at the end, but also any physical altercations towards the beginning. You remember how you were a bouncer and you had to like get in 7 physical altercations in one night?
Oh yeah.
Let's just say one of them ended up going legal. That would be covered under Right to Bear. Then, you know, after the shooting, they have an 800 number you can call as soon as you get off the phone with the police. They have, they'll bail you out. They'll give you another gun after they take your gun. They will protect you from criminal and civil procedure. And then they also provide psychological counseling after the fact.
You know, that like brings a lot of comfort.
Do you think you could have used that?
Yeah, fuck yeah, man. Like especially, before I didn't know whether I shot the guy or not. I was going through it, like I was keeping it in.
Yeah.
But you know, a friend of mine, Rod, noticed, and he's a vet, right?
Yeah.
You know Rod, right? So Rod's like, hey man, how are you, bro? Are you good, man? Are you good, bro? And then he told me the first time he went through some shit, he said his gun slide came off, and I was like, yo,
Oh, you kidding
that's
me?
my fucking dream, bro. And I was like, he understood, like, you know, the whole shit, that like what comes with it, you know.
Yeah.
So that was the only motherfucker that asked me, are you okay, man? Him and my boy Kenny, that was it. And they're all ex-military, you know, they've been in combat several times. So they understand the shit,
Yeah.
you know. So not everybody does, man.
Yeah.
And I kept that shit from my family. I didn't want them to know, you know, like that whole mental stress, you know.
Well,
Could-
even if you would have told them, do you think that they could have actually understood the context enough for them to understand where you're coming from?
I mean, my older brother probably, and my younger brother too, but like my sisters, like they didn't vote for Trump, man. So they will not understand
Yeah.
any of that shit. Like, why do you need a gun for it? It's like, fucking shoot somebody. Like, what the fuck? Shoot a bad guy. But I mean,
How are you doing now?
No, I mean, I'm good with it. I just kept training more and just getting better at what I did, and that's what gave me confidence, man. So, you seen that Bruce Lee movie Dragon a long time ago? It was
Enter the Dragon?
No, just Dragon. It was it wasn't with him. It was
Jason Scott
about
Lee.
him. Yeah, it was about him.
Yeah. Jason Scott Lee played him, I think.
Yeah, so he will have that dream that he's fighting a samurai or something.
Yes, I remember that.
And he will punch it as hard as he can, and you know, he will never like hurt it. You know, he would do nothing to him until one day he just kept training until he felt confident enough that in his dream he was confident that he could defeat whatever that was. So I mean, I guess I just kept, you know, just training more and more, like stress, heart rate, shit, get your heart rate up. And when I ain't gonna lie, when I first tried that shit, I wasn't hitting shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, I could shoot a fucking fly off of a horse's ass, but I can't hit this fucking thing after I run for fucking 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And so it's like, so I got better at that. And now it's like, at first it was weird walking and shooting and then like moving fast and shooting and then to the side. It was so awkward and fucking weird.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna make this shit like a regular fucking movement, man. And the thousands and thousands of rounds that I fucking wasted, it wasn't wasted, but you know, learning that shit, it was fucking worth it, man. You know, now I'm confident, you know, and I don't have those fucked up dreams anymore. Cause
that's good. That's real good.
But if I do, it's like, shit, when was the last time I trained? Yeah, I gotta fucking get back in there, man.
Gives you a psychological edge back.
Yeah. So right now I don't have a therapist, you know. Usually I do, but it's more for, you know, women. You know.
Your other problem.
Yeah, my other problem. So it's kind of hard to, you know, not lose my mind, I guess.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's hard, man. You know, we're from different planets, so, you know.
Yeah.
They think one way, and we think the other. We're penises, so. But, yeah, man, that's pretty much my story, you know.